fact, earlier I spoke with two strong voices on either side of the immigration debate. Congressman Castro, a Democrat from Texas, and Republican Congressman Raul Labrador from Idaho. Define the scope of what you think is the problem. Do we have an illegal immigration problem in this country right now?
We do have an illegal immigration problem in the country, but we also have a legal immigration problem because we're dealing with the legal immigration system from the 1950s. We got to update and modernize the immigration system. We have a problem at the border where we don't know who's coming in, who's leaving. We have a visa entry system problem where we know who's coming in legally, but they're not leaving. And we don't know if they're leaving, why they're not leaving.
Same questions to you. Do you believe we have an illegal immigration problem in this country?
Yeah, we're always going to be concerned about securing our border. We were concerned about it 5 years ago, 10 years ago, and we're concerned about it today. But you know, and I respect Raul a lot because a few years ago he was part of a gang of 8 in the House of Representatives that was trying to come to some kind of solution on immigration reform. But I do disagree with the facts. The border has never been more secure than it is now. I know there are a lot of folks who don't believe that, people that don't like to hear it, but the fact is the net migration with Mexico is at 0. If you look back 20 or 30 years ago, that was not the case. So a lot of the hysteria that you see now about illegal immigration is really politicians on the right wing, like Donald Trump, who are playing to a very angry base of people who are engaging in stereotyping immigrants and really blaming them for a lot of the country's ills. But we've never committed more resources at the border than we do today.
Congressman, respond to sort of the idea of perception versus reality problem.
The reality,
you think there is a little bit of a overhype?
There's always overhype, especially when you're talking about Trump. He overhypes everything. He'll overhype his ties. He'll overhype his suits. There's everything that he's going to talk about, he's going to overhype. But he's hitting on an issue. You have a gentleman who crossed the United States border 5 times illegally. The only reason that he was caught is because he was committing crimes. And finally, he's caught, hopefully for the last time, because he just killed a young woman in San Francisco. That's not overhyping. That's a reality. Under this president's administration, and he's claiming that he's prioritizing criminals, this person was able to be released to a sanctuary city.
Well, that's where I want to pause here. Sanctuary cities. And in fact, Congressman Castro, should we have them? I understand the motivation of some cities and why they did it. It was sort of prosecutorial discretion. It was sort of what do you prioritize? But has it gotten out of hand? Has it made it where there is sort of this weird gap between federal authority and state and local authority? Well,
the first thing is in Texas, we don't have sanctuary cities. Right. In fact, there is no legal definition of a sanctuary city. As you know, Chuck and Raul, that term has often been used pejoratively. But I think...
But there are cities that have passed laws that talk about what can be turned over to ICE, the Immigration Enforcement Agency of the federal government, and when should people that are picked up not be turned over?
But I think no, you're right about that. But I do think that the focus on the relationship between the local and the federal government is the wrong one.
Is that broken though?
Oh, absolutely. The whole system is broken. So, but the focus should be on the question of who are you going to allow to stay here and obtain legal status, and who are you going to deport?
I want to get to this undocumented issue and the 12 million, but I also want to get to border security. So I want to understand. Do me a favor. Define amnesty.
I think amnesty is no questions asked. Anybody who's here gets allowed to stay, that you don't vet people, that you don't prioritize criminals versus others.
What do you think of that definition?
I disagree. Amnesty is giving somebody the benefit of their illegal action, the benefit of what they were seeking. That's amnesty.
So, under that, then on the 12 million, any path to even legalization is going to be defined as amnesty by some opponents. Am I right?
It could be. That's why we need to deal with the issues that actually Trump is talking about. That's why people are so excited about what he's saying, even though I don't agree with the way he's saying it. People are concerned that we have a broken immigration system. We have a border that is broken. We have a visa system that is broken. They want those issues to be solved first. The American people are rational people. They're good people. They're going to decide what to do with the 11 million once they feel safe and secure in their homeland. Right now, they don't.
What do you think about doing it in that order? You've been more open-minded about that than others.
Sure.
Other Democrats haven't been.
I would say we're open to seeing any sequence at this point on immigration reform, whether it starts with border security or something else. We just haven't seen it. They have literally passed nothing since they've taken the majority.
That's not true. We passed, you see, if Joaquin keeps saying that, we passed an immigration bill 3 years ago that I was one of the chief drivers of it that was going to deal with the high-tech immigration issues. It passed the House overwhelmingly, with most Republicans voting for it. It went to the Senate, and the president said he would veto it. And he said he would veto it because there was no comprehensive immigration reform.
Why do you think there is so much? Maybe it's fear, maybe it's concern. Why do you think it's out there? Is it economic driven? Is it rural versus urban? Is it, what is it?
Well, I mean, the period that we're in is no different than when the Germans came and experienced a lot of the same biases, when the Irish came and there were Nina signs that were up, Italians, the same thing, the Chinese Exclusion Act. So we're in a period for Latinos and other immigrants that is similar to that. And I think that we will get past it. But it is a fear of the unknown. And it's also exacerbated by people, unfortunately, like Donald Trump, that are stoking that for political gain and political purposes.
Well, I'm going to leave it there. I hope we prove that you guys disagreed, but you did it with smiles, and you did it with the way Congress should work. So anyway, gentlemen, thank you for doing this.
Thank you very much.
And you can see much more of this debate on our website, including a discussion on whether there's too much legal immigration here in the United States. All of that is on MeetThePress, NBC.com. Hope this is a good model going forward on how to do substantive policy debate.